Hello and welcome. I'm Yoga Mama Jess. I'm so glad to see you. Today I want to give a little extra love to our upper back and shoulders. These are two body parts that definitely hang on to a lot of stress, and they definitely like to tell us about it. So to get started, if you have one, I want to recommend a yoga block or a nice firm pillow, or even just grab a blanket and you can roll up that blanket nice and tight. But we're going to start on our backs. So go ahead and place your block or your blanket right on your mat so that when you come down, you can just kind of drape your spine right over it. Now, a couple options. I like to have the pillow closer to my hips so that my head drops back and my throat opens up, and then I can just stretch my arms out to the sides for a nice gentle chest stretch. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can just slide your block or pillow up so that it's actually like a pillow underneath your head. You still get a nice gentle opening here for the chest. So just take a few moments, kind of wiggle around and find what feels good for this moment right now. Now, if you do have any discomfort here in your lower back, just bend your knees, but turn your toes in towards each other so that your knees can just rest in towards each other without really having to think about it, but you'll get a little release from any lower back tension that this might cause. So again, we just want to stay here for a few moments and just enjoy a nice passive chest opener. So if you think about your normal day-to-day and what you do and how you stand or sit or drive your car, those shoulders are always rolling forward. So this just gives us an opportunity to roll those shoulders down and back, because remember, if those shoulders continue to roll forward, one day they aren't going to roll back as easy, and then we'll just be hunched forward all the time. I always tell my husband that, because he's hunched over bicycles all day fixing bicycles, that one day he's just going to be rounded over while I'm still standing up nice and tall. Well, as tall as 5'2" can get you, I suppose. So again, just breathe into this pose. Close your eyes. Find that nice steady breath. As you breathe into your nose and breathe out through your nose. Start to feel your body just relaxing down on your mat. Now, I mentioned that our shoulders and upper back like to hang on to a lot of tension, but just notice now as you breathe into your entire body if there's any other spots that are holding on to any tightness, if you've got any hot spots, and just start to actively send your breath to those tight spots. Couple more breaths here, just feeling the front side of the shoulders start to release. And then just roll over to one side so that you can slide your prop out. Hug your right knee into your chest. Maybe circle out the ankle and reverse the circle. Relax your foot. Now extend your right arm straight out to the side as you pull the right leg across your body. Ooh, crack, 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 crack. Try to keep your right shoulder down on the ground And then maybe turn your gaze to look over your right shoulder. Breathing in this gentle twist. Inhale, come back to center. Hug the knee in. Exhale, release. Other side. Left knee in, circle the ankle, and reverse the circle. Now relax your foot, left arm straight out to the side. Keep that left shoulder down, and then pull that left leg across the body. Twist always feels so good. Bring your knee back to center. Inhale, hug that knee in. Exhale, hug the other knee in and just rock side to side. Little massage for that spine. And now making your way up to seated. So you can roll onto one side and press your way up, or grab on behind your knees, rock yourself up, and then just find your way into a table pose. Bring your hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips, finding your breath as we move into our cat and cow. On your next inhale, drop your belly, gaze goes up, tail goes up. Exhale, round your spine, chin to your chest, tuck your tail. Again, inhale, open up. Exhale, rounding the spine, cat stretch. Keep moving with your breath. Just starting to loosen up through the spine. Really feel that stretch in between the shoulder blades. Please take one more round. This time on your exhale, hold this cat stretch. Come up onto your fingertips and really exaggerate this cat stretch. Tuck your tail, tuck your chin. I like to call this angry cat. Rounding the spine a little bit more. Feel that stretch in between the shoulder blades. And then slowly make your way back to your table pose. Now with your left hand down, inhale, reach your right arm up, maybe circle out the wrist, and reverse the circle. Relax your hand, inhale, open up a little bit more. On your exhale, thread the needle. Right arm under the left, right ear and shoulder come down to your mat. Breathing into this awesome twist here. However, if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch on the back side of that shoulder, the rear delt, lift up, walk your right hand further to the left side of your mat, and then lower back down. Now you can stay here. It might feel great to reach the left arm forward, maybe left arm up to the sky, or even a half bind. Continue rolling onto the back side of that right shoulder, not only to stretch through the shoulder, but also get a little deeper in this twist. Bring your left hand back to your mat. Inhale, reach that right arm all the way up to the sky. Exhale, release. Other side, inhale, left arm up. Roll the left shoulder open, circle the wrist, and reverse the circle. Relax your hand. Inhale, open a little bit more. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm under the right. And then again, if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch for that rear delt, the back side of the shoulder, lift up, walk your left hand a little further to the right, and then gently lower down. Staying here, maybe right arm forward, maybe right arm up, or taking the half bind. Bring your right hand back to your mat. Inhale, left arm all the way up. Exhale, release down. Now moving into one of my very favorite shoulder stretches. I like to call this puppy pose. This is also a great option for days when you're not quite feeling that downward facing dog. Starting here in your table pose, keep your hips lined up over your knees as you walk your hands forward. Let your heart stop to drop down towards your mat, bringing your forehead down onto your mat. Or if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, bring your chin down to your mat. Oh yeah. So really feel that curve in the spine. Tail tilts up to the sky, heart drops down to the ground. Breathe into those shoulders, breathe into that great spinal stretch. From here, just slither your way forward so that you come right onto your belly. Now, bring your arms so that your right arm is in front of your left arm. And then continue walking your hands away from each other. And then just let that head rest. So you might just drop your chin onto your right shoulder. Now, I want you to feel something here. I don't want it to be pain. But if you're like, whoa, this is a super intense shoulder stretch, you're exactly where you need to be. Breathe into this shoulder stretch. Breathe into those shoulders. I promise in just a minute, you're going to thank me for this. And now gently walk your hands back in towards each other. And the best part about this one, we get to do it on the other side. So left arm in front. Start to walk those hands away from each other. And this side probably feels quite different than the other side. That's normal. Just go where you need to be so that you feel something. We feel a great stretch. We don't want to feel any pain or discomfort. And then just let your chin rest on your left shoulder. And then slowly start to walk those hands back in towards each other. Ooh. Lift up into your table pose. Bring your knees nice and wide, big toes touching, as you sink it back to a child's pose. Nice deep breath. Now walk both hands over to the right. You might even walk your hands off of your mat. Press your hips to the left. If you'd like a little more, left hand stacks on top of the right to get a nice stretch down the left side of your back. Now walk your hands back through center and over to the left. Press your hips to the right, and then maybe right hand on top of the left for a little extra stretch. Bring your hands back through center. Come all the way up to seated. Slide onto one hip or the other. So I've got one more great pose for our shoulders and upper back. We are going to be seated, so if you want, you could always slide your block or your pillow underneath your hips. For those of us with tight hips, this feels really good. And remember, it's just an option. So moving into our eagle arms. Start with a nice big inhale, open up. Exhale, right arm on top of the left. Give yourself a big hug. I always say we don't get enough hugs in our day, so here's a couple extra hugs to get you started. Now with your right elbow stacked on top of your left, start to wrap your arms. I'm going to turn a little bit to the side here so you can see me a little easier. So right elbow on top, start to wrap your arms. Now, you might only touch the back sides of your hands. That's perfect. For some of us, you might keep wrapping until your palms meet. So just be mindful of those shoulders and the elbows. Now, lift your elbows to shoulder height. Press your elbows forward. And now, drop your hands forward. Now, dropping your hands forward is tiny, like maybe an inch or even a half of an inch. But that's the money stretch right there. That's how we really get into that tight, meaty spot in between the shoulder blades. Keep actively pushing your elbows forward, dropping your hands forward, and then of course, breathe into that upper back. Keep pressing your elbows forward, dropping those hands forward. Take one more nice deep inhale. Exhale, gently unwind. Little shoulder roll. And again, we get to do it on the other side. Inhale, open up. Exhale, left arm on top this time. Nice big hug. Keeping your left elbow on top of your right, start to wrap your arms. And again, this side might feel different. So back sides of your hands together or palms together. Lift the elbows, press them forward, and then drop those hands forward. And breathe and smile. Press those elbows forward, drop those hands forward. Take one more nice deep inhale. Exhale, unwind, let it go. I hope your shoulders and upper back are feeling a little release from any tightness and tension that they may have been hanging on to. It's always such an honor to see you and to share in your yoga practice. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, namaste.